I'm making my utterly delicious cheesy Bolognese buns. Big pan, heat, full whack. Nice lug of olive oil. We're going to use rosemary. You can use other herbs like thyme, oregano, or even a blend. Just take the rosemary off the stalk. And then what I want to do is just get my knife to roughly chop it up. What I love about this recipe is it represents layer upon layer of flavor and depth and deliciousness. So when the rosemary starts to fry, I'm not using much bacon, like 4 rashers, smoked, but that smokiness is what I want. In we go with the bacon. So you can see the bacon starting to render the fat. That's a good thing. I'm going to go in with black pepper, quite a lot. Let's say 2 big pinches. Then we're going to go in with our mincemeat. 250 grams of pork and 250 grams of beef. And you get slightly more sweetness from the pork and you get the depth from the beef. 2 large cloves of garlic. Just take the little skin off, run your knife through it. If you have a look in that pan now, you can see some really nice colour, which we like. 2 onions, ends off, half it. Finely slice the onions any way you want. If you do this at the weekend, you've got the time, but later in the month, it buys you time when you're busy and juggling 1,000 things. 2 sticks of celery, very beautiful, very fragrant. Add a little bit of salt just to get the seasoning beginning to happen. Get yourself 2 carrots and just chop them up. And then we're going to punch in with like depth of flavour veggies. 500 grams of mushrooms. You're going to get really dark, delicious colours and flavours from this. So in with mushrooms. At this stage, I would normally add a little white or red wine. Delicious. But recently, I've been adding balsamic vinegar. 2 lovely tablespoons. It just gives an edge, and I love it. Look at the shiny, gorgeous, dark colours. This is going to be a better bolognese, and I haven't even given you my best tip yet. 200 grams of tomato puree. Colour, depth, intensity. Just kind of almost toasting it up a little bit does make it taste better. So look at the colour. Darkness, caramelization, depth and layers of flavour. And we're going to go in with 3 tins of lentils. There's something like magical about making a big old batch of something delicious that's going to nourish the family. Then we're going in with plum tomatoes and we'll break it up in the pan. There's a fair amount of tomatoey goodness in here. So I'll fill this up with water, slush it about. For those 3 tins of tomatoes, we do 3 tins of water. So I want to go now from spoon to potato masher. Yes, we're going to break up the tomatoes, but we're also going to break up the lentils and the mincemeat. Now, there's one last big hack to making a better bolognese. I mean, you wait till Conker sees this, right? It's going to blow his mind. The secret ingredient is ribs. Oh! So this is a set of baby back ribs. This possesses the sweetest meat, but it also has bone. And that bone marrow is like better than any stock cube. If you don't try the ribs, you'll never know. Maybe I'm right. Bring it to the boil, and then we're going to turn it down to a simmer for around 2 to 2.5 hours. When that meat falls off the bone, your ragu is ready. Come on. Lid on, turn it down. Come on, Conker. So we're just over 2 hours. As you start excavating these amazing pork bones, the meat will just shred. It's so tender. Use that masher to break up the big chunks of the rib meat. Have a little try. Depth, hearty, robust. It's making me want to smile. Adjust with some salt and a little bit of cold water. So this idea of adjusting is important, right? Take control. I guess I was thinking about like sloppy joes in America, which is like a burger bun with like sort of chili, mincemeaty kind of vibes. But like, we can go a step further. Take these 4 buns. Lids off, I'm thinking about making edible bowls. Just pull out the center. I'm just gonna throw that into the tray. In we go with the bowls. These bigger bits just tear up. These will make beautiful little croutons that we can dip into our better bolognese. And then we've got our nice little lids here that we can just put to one side like that. If I grab a herb of choice, I'm going thyme, some olive oil, and a couple of cloves of garlic. So I'm gonna do 2 things here. I'll cut the garlic in half and just rub it around the edges, rub it inside and on the lid as well. You'd be amazed how powerful this little rub is. So once you've done that, let's just slice this up. And then we're gonna take some thyme, put your fingers around it, pull it off, and you get those nice soft tips. Then the olive oil just helps to connect the story. So just mix up the garlic and the thyme, and then we just put this in and around our lovely little bowls. Oh, I forgot about the cheese, right? Cheesy Bolognese buns. Use brie, use Camembert, use a British equivalent, but this is Camembert here. Cut half a Camembert into quarters. Just place there, there, here, and there. We're gonna create like a little homemade easy fondue. Essentially, it's garlic bread with cheese in it and bolognese. It's like 3 of my favorite things in the whole wide world. In the oven for 10 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit. Have a look at that. We've got all these little crispy bits around the edge because dunking is what it's all about. And then we simply fill it up with that beautiful bolognese. Be generous. Little bit of pepper. And then let it rain Parmesan. Beautiful. Oh, garlic bread. Good bolognese. To say that I'm happy right now is an understatement. Just got some cheese. So good.